I'm Rob Hunwick. I was the exterior lead designer for the 2021 Cadillac Escalade. When we went and going about designing this vehicle, we wanted to keep true to what the Escalade DNA is. Big, bold, powerful, capable, commanding presence. We didn't want to lose that with this new design. But the big goal was, how do you enhance that? And what we really wanted to do and what we concentrated on was flushing a lot of stuff out. So when you look at this thing, today's Escalade is more framed. This one, there's a lot more aerodynamic flow to a lot of the surfaces. This is a very important Cadillac piece. Cadillac owns the verticals. A lot of DRLs now, every lamp or every car company has them. It's kind of hard to tell who's who, but with Cadillac, this is so much representative of what we stand for. So with this Escalade, you wanted to celebrate that. I mean, you could see I'm 6 foot tall, and these things are probably half my height, but that's the commanding presence. When you're coming down the road and you see those verticals, you know it's an Escalade. But there's just a certain level of tailored design now that's happening in here. And what I'd like you to do is when you zoom in, so from far away, you read the verticals, but when you come in close, from a showroom perspective, we want the customer really to look at a lot of these little details and be entertained by them. When you walk around this way, you can see in our vertical signature, we've got a lot of real precise line work and etching done, especially in these blades over here and around the projectors. We have tons of little detail, almost like a very well-tailored watch or anything that's high level of detail that you want to walk up to and just kind of be entertained by it. That's what this customer demands. That says luxury and it says premium. When we walk over here, so this grille that we're looking at, this is the platinum trim. It has use of our Galvano, we call it, metalwork, so it's a kind of a duller look to it. We've gotten a lot into these details, the ins and outs, and again, kind of like up close entertainment, but when you're standing back, you just read these really elegant lines. And like standing back here, you get kind of the full presence of what this vehicle is all about. But again, just something that's very smooth, but yet impactful. It has the presence of I'm here and I'm proud. So that's what we were trying to accomplish, and I hope we did with this vehicle. But that's the exciting thing with Escalade, is it can be those things. I always like to say it's an Escalade first and a Cadillac second, and I mean that in a positive way, because a lot of our customers, when they talk about this vehicle, they say, I own an Escalade. They're proud of that. They love that about it, and that's what we want to maintain, that, because that's such a thing that when you design a product, it happens or it doesn't happen. It's not through design, it's not through anything, it's just kind of the luck of your product, and we've really established that with Escalade. So that's the message we want to send, but done in a very tasteful, tailored manner. So when we walk over here, you get, there's no hiding how big this vehicle is. We love that about it. It's celebrated. We really tried to keep, very, very nice, crisp horizontal lines through the body side. Again, just to accentuate length. Trying to keep the vehicle as lean as possible. When you come through here, one of my more favorite details is the C-pillar. This is a unique thing to Escalade. We have our own rear quarter, which is great. So it enabled us to have our own side glass and our own C-pillar detail, which for Escalade, it's an exclusive design element. You won't find that in the other vehicles. So this, again, as a customer would walk around, they see this detail as they're about to get into the back, and it's right there, and you kind of see it when you close the door. There's just a nice flushness to everything, and it just, again, really sort of enhances that premium feel to it. And then, of course,
it was like a combination of,
the taillights. Another Escalade favorite. We love, I'll close the lift gate so you can see, close here. But kind of with Escalade, the nice thing is we love to celebrate these taillights. This is something that we did in the last gen. We spoke to our customers. We spoke to potential customers. And everybody loves this rear taillight element. It's something that's so distinctive like the front. The verticals are the story. So why not celebrate that? But what we've done, when you come back here and you look, we really added a sporty feel to them. They angle now. When you zoom in at this angle, there's different levels of detail. So they don't just look like red lines in the sky. You come in here and you get a lot of architectural detail to them. We call them the skyscraper lamps because obviously the scale is very tall, but when you look at all these different elements, it kind of reminds us of a beautiful skyscraper, like different levels or different tones of glass. We're in New York right now, so there's no hiding that outside. And when you look outside and then you see these, it kind of reminds us of that. And as designers, we look to that inspiration to create this. So again, a very clean tail, but when you get up to this, it's that high level of detail that I think just really portrays high quality and premium. And of course, because we have a unique liftgate and unique rear fascia, we're able to get some of the old Cadillac heritage, which is, our split line down the rear, or maybe a boat tail design, just something that's completely different in the SUV, and we kind of own that vertical wind split, so we celebrate that in the rear of this. New dual exhaust, we did not have that in the last version. It's through fascia design, it's Galvano, it matches the Galvano accents here, so again, it's another very premium detail, and then we really wanted to integrate this Brightwork. So you see Brightwork on a lot of vehicles. A lot of times it looks very applied and just stuck on. With this, we really worked hard to make this thing feel very integrated. That's why you'll see little cutouts where the reflex goes. It's got a real three-dimensional feel to it. It interacts with the surfaces pretty nicely. So that was kind of a real nice goal, is when you're standing back from 10 feet away, the details are I don't want to say small, but they're toned down. But when you come up to them, it's very precise visual interest in the three-dimensional aspect of how everything's put together. And on the exterior, that's very important with this. So again, it's like we want the read from far away to be bold, powerful, elegant, but when you get up to it, we want to get our customers zoned in on all those little details, because I feel in the showroom, that's what sells. You want to get these little details, these little things that people can talk about, and every time they come up to the vehicle, they're intrigued by them, and that's kind of our job, is to create visual entertainment for the customer. Everybody loves that. That's why we buy the vehicles we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Danahy. I'm the Executive Chief Engineer for Next Generation Full-Size Trucks at General Motors, and I'm going to talk to you about the 2021 Cadillac Escalade. So we're going to talk about the chassis a little bit. First of all, this is an all-new chassis. We've added independent rear suspension to the vehicle, which gives us the ability to really tune for ride and handling. It's also allowed us to drop the floor of the vehicle down. So we've been able to really enhance the third row seating in the vehicle. It really takes the knees out of your face and puts you in a really, we call it a human position, where you really want to ride in. You're not relegated to the third row anymore. It's as comfortable as the other rows as well. We've also added electronic limited slip differential, which allows for a really safe and comfortable ride. It allows us to transfer the torque to the wheels in the back and really give the customer an enhancement when they're driving in inclement weather as well. We've also added four-corner air to the vehicle as well. It's a really neat system. It keeps the car level when you're driving, but you can also tailor that, raise the vehicle 2 inches, which allows you to get better ground clearance. And then we can also lower it 2 inches, so for better entry and egress. And then for fuel economy reasons, when you're at speed on the highway, we automatically lower the vehicle down about 3/4 of an inch to get better aerodynamics. We also have our Super Cruise system, first in the segment. With the Escalade, we've had it on some of the other Cadillac products, but this is first in the segment for Super Cruise, and we've enhanced it with lane change as well, where you can turn your turn signal on, and then the sensors in the vehicle will sense whether there's a car next to you or not, and then make this a safe lane change for you. The other neat thing about that is we've coupled that with our LiDAR mapping, and if there's not a lane there for you to go into, the system will not allow you to go there. So say you're in the left lane, you put the turn signal on, it will not drive you onto the shoulder of the road. And so that obviously has also our driver awareness technology, where we really want you to stay engaged with the vehicle, but it's really there to just help you to have a more relaxing ride. When you get to your destination, really allows you to just be fresh. And of course, these vehicles, the Escalade, is really all about that, right? It's a 3-row vehicle. You want to take your family and your friends on journeys, and we're really proud of the 2001 Escalade.
Then we have the engine choices.
For the engine, so we have 2 engine choices. We have the 6.2 liter, 420 horse, 460 pound-feet of torque gas engine, and then we have an all-new 3-liter diesel, which also has 460 pound-feet of torque. It's just a spectacular engine, both of them, and we're really proud of what we're offering there. 10-speed transmissions and everything, with the electronic shifting as well.
My name is Craig Zinser, and I'm the director for Infotainment and Displays, and my team led the project for this new Cadillac Escalade. So let me, I'll run you through the system. First of all, we have over 38 inches of OLED display. It's broken into 3 displays. To the left of the steering wheel, we have a 7.2-inch touch display, and that will give you your trip information. It will give you the ability to change the cluster view, and it also has some touch controls for HUD as far as height and position. In the center, we have a 14.2-inch display. This is your typical cluster. It has been simplified, and so really the only information you get on here is the information you need to drive as far as speed, fuel, tack, things like that. We do offer 2 different zones. On the left-hand side is some vehicle information that I will show you how we can get to that. The right-hand side is basically audio and phone, and those are controlled through the steering wheels. Just by pushing phone button or audio button, you can do your recent calls or change stations. And then to the right is our center stack display, or main infotainment screen. This is a 16.9-inch display, and so a few features you're going to notice right away. First of all, we've designed it to be touch, and that's the configuration it is now. Or if you prefer to use a multi-function controller, what you'll see is now the display has changed, and it is in a rotary or a more of a circular design. And we have proximity sensors, so you saw it go back when I reached up there. So basically designed 2 user experiences, one for multi-function controller and one for touch, depending which one you prefer to use, but both are very intuitive. We also had a chance to add some pretty new, unique, and wow features. So one thing you'll notice if we go into audio, we use a carousel view, and I'm going to use a multi-function controller to scroll, but multi-function controller will carousel through the different stations, and if we had HD radio up right now and running well, it would load in the album art for that station. If we go into navigation, so you'll see we use the entire width of the screen for navigation now. One of the new things we've added in here is if you happen to do a search, and I'm just going to pick fuel, and if I pick a BP station close by, you can do a street view, and it will show you now on the screen the BP station, as well as you can look at what's around, and you can actually do that with touch or with the multi-function controller.
That's wicked fast.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then we have added in some new camera features, so you can see what's going on around you. And so we have a standard view, so you can look out the front. We have an overhead view, a side view, those are all from the front. Then you can see the rear, and we offer the same thing. And then we offer this new, what we call 3D overhead. And as you kind of circle around, it starts to show you what's around the vehicle. So lots of ways to look at what's around you when you're trying to park and what's going on around your vehicle. So those are some of the cool new features that are here. And you'll see as you use it, we really have tried to make it adaptable so you can customize how you're looking at things. We've really tried to simplify it and provide a rich user experience with it.
Tell me about night vision.
Yeah, so night vision is, you can select it here on the left-hand panel. Unfortunately, we're in daylight, so we can't get it to come up. but you'll get one of the largest images here. It will fill almost half of the page with that image, and it will highlight pedestrians or animals, and you can easily see it because it's much bigger on your screen now. So let me talk about the rear seat experience, because we don't want to forget about those passengers. So we have two 12.6-inch displays in the rear. Both are touch, both are independently controlled, and you can have different HDMI content each, but we also have navigation back there with them, so you can kind of watch where you're going. We have a feature that the passenger in the rear can select a destination or a point of interest and send it to the front, which the driver then has to accept. And then if you have passengers in the rear that can't control the screen, we give that ability to the passenger in the front through a rear media app, and they're able to power on the displays, or they can choose what's displayed on each of the rear screens.
Can we just climb back and run through that a little bit?
Absolutely. Rear screen, this is our home screen, and it's set up for 3 conditions. You can watch, listen to music, or navigate. We have two HDMI ports that are independent that are down here at the bottom of the center console. So you can watch different content from HDMI, like if you want to do Apple TV or Chromecast, you could do them independently on the screens. We also have now added a new feature for navigation, and so you have full navigation in the rear, and you can do searches if you're interested. Let's say you want to find the nearest coffee shop. You can come in here, do a search, and what's really cool is it will come up, it will give you the Yelp rating for that location, and if that's where you want to go, you can hit send, and that request is sent to the front for the driver to accept, and they can add it to your destination.
I was just there right before this. I had my cup of coffee. You know what the difference between a cup of coffee at Wawa and a cup of coffee at Starbucks is?
I have no idea.
$1.49.
Wow. So if you happen to have a movie up that's playing or content on the screen, with a 3-finger swipe, you can send it to the passenger on the other side, and they can accept, and you can both watch the same content if that's what you're interested in doing.
Very cool. And is there an option for monitors in the third row or not yet?
There is no option for the third row monitor. Yeah. This is, with these being on the back of the seat rest, it's very easy for the passenger in the third row to be able to see these screens as well.
These are huge. I mean, folks will be able to see that. These are gigantic screens.
Yeah, and the what's really nice is, so the vehicle will come with a set of headphones for each display, which are IR, but we have also built in Bluetooth to these displays. So if you've got your favorite set of Bluetooth headphones, you could pair them to these displays and use those instead of the ones that come with the vehicle.
We need to go for a road trip, I think.
Sounds like fun.
I'm Brad Hamme. I'm acoustic engineer and responsible with a team for the AKG audio system in the new Cadillac Escalade.
What makes this unique?
This is the world first rollout of an AKG system that is a playback system. Not only that, it is an exclusive first in the Cadillac Escalade.
And there's lots of speakers.
Yes, there are a lot of speakers. There are 36 speakers, which is a segment leading number. So we have speakers all over the place. We have them in the front of the car, we have them in the front doors, in the instrument panel, in the A-pillar, rear doors, down low for bass, up high for mid-range and treble. We have subwoofer in the back, we have surround speakers, and we have headrest speakers in the front. We also have speakers in the headliner for 3D surround sound.
And what does this do that no other system does?
So we have a lot of new to market features in the system. One of them is the steered navigation prompts. This is a feature that allows the sound to come from where you'd actually be turning or whatever else command the navigation will be giving to you. So there's 13 different zones that you'd be able to hear where it's coming from.
So if you're turning right, it tells you from the right side of the car?
Yes, it'll tell you from the right, but it'll also show you distance. So if you're turning in a while, it'll sound like it's far out. When you're getting ready to turn, the sound will come closer.
So we need to shoot this while we're actually driving it.
Yes.